Well, another story that desperately needs our help and our attention is a story developing in Assam. Assam is flooded. 46 lakh citizens across 30 of the 33 districts in the state right now have been displaced or affected by this flood. The Brahmaputra, which has a reputation of flooding on a yearly basis, this time has crossed the danger mark, even in Guwahati, where the water is rising very quickly. Now, reports say that the water level of the Brahmaputra in Guwahati is rising at 3 centimeters per hour. Nearly 1 lakh hectares of farms lie completely flooded, which means the crops are lost. Assam has lost 15 citizens to the floods already that we know of. A sad part about this story is that 90% of the Kaziranga National Park, which is home to the very rare and very endangered one-horned Indian rhino, is also flooded. While the government has created highlands for these animals to climb onto, they still need shelter from the rain and food. And the IMD has put Assam on a red color warning, which means it's going to rain continuously for the next 24 hours. Submerged water is also, the water is also endangering right now animals that are already endangered. 15 NDRF teams, 380 personnel are carrying out rescue work around the clock. 183 relief camps have been put up across Assam, but it's not enough. Assam needs your help. The same help that came out in a beautiful outpouring of generosity when Kerala was flooded now needs to come into action for Assam as well. In fact, our colleague Aditya Hazarika joins us live right now from Guwahati, where we understand the river has breached that danger mark. But Aditya, explain to us, for the people of Guwahati, are they being evacuated from the riverbanks? How worrying is it right now for the capital city?
Good evening, Faye. So the water right now is right behind me. It's around 2 meters away from me. Today, the water level is around 51.2 meters, whereas the high flood zone level is at 51.4. We're just a couple of meters short from reaching the high flood level zone. The city is right. I'm facing the city, which is right behind me. And then if you see over here, there are a couple of houses over there which got flooded just 3 days back. The water has risen to an extra normal proportion, and if the quantity and the amount of rainfall which comes from which happens in the upper Assam region and the Arunachal region, if that continues, the water would obviously breach into the city tomorrow or as soon as it happens. The location I'm standing at, it is known as Uzan Bazaar. This is the place where the Umananda, the world's smallest river and island, the service to that goes on from here. The services have been stopped. They have been deferred until the further notices come. And if you can see a yellow and red boat over there, that boat is actually taller than myself. The land is still there. That boat stands on the land. It is taller than me, and then it's almost on the verge of submersion. It is a very terrible condition right now. We are being informed that the rainfall in Upper Assam and Arunachal Pradesh, it has stopped right now. If that is the condition right now, so tomorrow or day after tomorrow, the water level should be going down from what we see today. But in case it increases, if there is a heavy rainfall in Upper Assam or Arunachal, the water would start flowing down again, and it will start the water from Brahmaputra would start and actually breach into the city. Right now, we're at the brink of being flooded by the river, but they are soon after. If it rains more, it will definitely breach in. And if it breaches in, the first people, some of the first dignitaries who will be affected will be the governor himself and the chief minister, whose bungalows are right across the lane we stand in.
Yes.
So,
well, it might be a good thing for the people of Guwahati that the first house that will come in the way of that water will be the chief minister and the governor, which means that they're going to have to do something. People will need to be evacuated fairly quickly. But like Aditya was telling us, thank you, Aditya, for that information. Aditya was telling us that the river of Brahmaputra at Guwahati itself is currently at a point where it's causing concern to the people. They haven't seen it rise this high for a fairly long time. On your screen right now are details of the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. We'll hold it there so you can write down those account numbers. and you can make a transfer if you decide that you want to help out. The Chief Minister's Relief Fund is always, in any state, the most reliable way to contribute to a flood or to a natural disaster. Also, you can get in touch with NGOs who might be collecting, articles to take to Assam. Remember, people have lost their homes, they've lost everything. These are 46 lakh people right now who don't have access to basic necessities, dry food, clothes, blankets, places to sleep at this point, and they're going to need all of that, because even if when the water recedes, they'll go back to homes that are no longer there. Prashant Barua joins me right now, Executive Editor of the Assam Tribune. Mr. Barua, good evening, and thank you so much for giving us your time here at Mirror Now. I want to understand from you how desperate the situation is in Assam, because again, a lot of people across the country would assume that the Brahmaputra floods every year, and it's perhaps not new. But we're given to understand that this is worse than it has been for several years now.
Well, I thank Mirror Now for focusing on the Assam floods problem. The situation today in Assam is very grim. The flood waters, as you have already stated, are submerging large tracts of land all over the state. Lakhs of people are marooned, and the government is trying its best to provide relief, rescue, and rehabilitation measures. Of course, it is falling short of the problem that is facing the people today. As you have seen, the flood this time is very unprecedented. In Guwahati city itself, many low-lying areas have been submerged. Some waters even entering some parts of the city, and flood waters are being pumped out, and relief centers have been set up. Even in Kaziranga, as you have said, 90% of the national park is underwater. Animals are trying to flee to higher lands. Though the government last year and the Forest Department constructed some high lands for the relief of the animals, even then, large numbers of animals are trying to flee across the national highway that passes through the southern part of the Kaziranga National Park. Today, we find that due to very incessant rainfall in the entire northeastern region, the flood situation is becoming more difficult. And the problem of large-scale deforestation and cutting down of trees in Arunachal Pradesh, loss of forest cover in Assam is adding to the problem in northeastern region, is making the flood situation more acute. And the riverbed, that is since the Assam earthquake of 1950, the riverbed of the Brahmaputra has become shallow. And every year, large-scale siltation has added to the problem. The people of the government and the people of Assam are calling upon the central government over the years to declare Assam flood as a national problem, but no response has yet been received.
I just want to ask you this very quick question, Mr. Barua. Forgive me for interrupting you. Yes, forgive me for interrupting you, but there has been a report from the CAG or the CAG, the auditor of the government, that there's been a 60% shortfall in the release of funds to Assam for flood management over the last several years. Is that also a problem? Because there have been plans or suggestions that the bed of the Brahmaputra should be dredged. There are suggestions on how to solve the problem. But is it true that 60% of, the CAG has put out a report? Yes, go ahead, please.
Hearing you clearly.
Is it the CAG put out a report that there is a 60% shortfall in funds from the central government to the state government for flood management in Assam over the last several years? And it's not just this, it's not just the NDA government, but it's the UPA government before that who have neglected the problem.
Yeah, right now there's a fund position. There was talks about shortage of funds and all. And the Prime Minister yesterday spoke to the Chief Minister, and he has assured the Assam government of all financial assistance and all other measures. Today, the Union Water Resources Minister, Mr. Giriraj Singh Shekhawat, has arrived in the city. He visited several flood-affected areas in the state, and has today he assured that the government will try for a permanent solution to the flood problem in the state. He has said that there should be a hydrographic study of the Brahmaputra River to find a permanent solution, to find permanent measures to tackle the flood problem in the coming days. But this sort of assurance or suggestions had been made earlier also by union ministers from the central government earlier also for hydraulic centers, hydrographic centers and scientific studies. But nothing has come out of it so far.
Okay, Mr. Barwa, many thanks for joining us here. And I just want to answer the question again. Kailash Sharma, doesn't the Brahmaputra flood every year? Yes, the Brahmaputra floods every year. Of course it does. But it hasn't been this bad. We haven't seen a situation this bad since 2004, which was the worst flood that Assam had seen. It hasn't been this bad in 15 years. So you need to wake up. India needs to wake up to Assam at this point. It needs our help. Let's stop making excuses like Brahmaputra floods every year. These are our people. They need our help. We need to do whatever we can. We need to donate. We need to get active. We need to wake everybody else up. And we need to reach out to our brothers and sisters in Assam as quickly as possible. The flood situation has also worsened in Bihar. The death toll has mounted to 24. 25 lakh people in Bihar have been affected across 12 districts. Incessant rains have led to intense waterlogging and collapsing of homes across villages. The Bhagmati River is flowing above the danger mark in 5 places. Similarly, 5 other rivers are flowing above their danger level as well. India is currently in a dichotomy where there are states and there are districts that are in acute drought, and there are states and districts that are flooding. 26 NDRF and SDRF teams have been deployed to carry out necessary relief and rescue in Bihar. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar conducted an aerial survey of flood-hit areas as well, but there are people who have reported having to eat rats because there is no food that has come to them. Sharad Pradhan, senior journalist, joins us right now. We have Pawan Verma, National General Secretary of the JDU on the phone line. Mr. Verma, good evening. I'll come to you first. What is your response to this report? It was in the Times of India this morning that there are villages where people are being forced to eat rats because the government relief has not reached them.
Well, the government in Bihar, I can tell you, because floods in northern Bihar are an annual occurrence and we have no control on the matter. There are rivers that come down from Nepal, which in the Terai region invariably every year flood the plains of northern Bihar. And this year in particular, I'll just add as a background for your information, the average rainfall in July in Nepal, Terai region is 50 mm. This year, in 4 days, it was 300 mm. So we have a situation of flash-like floods with the rivers breaking breaching the danger level and breaking their bunds, as it were.
Mr. Verma, Mr. Verma, let me ask you this. There are citizens across the country right now who are asking me, what can we do? Does the government of Bihar need money? Do the people of Bihar need clothes? Do they need donations of any kind? What can they do? Mr. Verma.
No, that would be very welcome. The government of Bihar itself is doing whatever it can. Let me just say to you that since these are annual floods, which we can't do much about, south of Bihar is in drought, north of Bihar is underwater. Mr. Nitish Kumar has micro-detailed what needs to be done in a situation of flood. And as you are aware, when the Kosi floods came, which were devastating, he won universal recognition for the detailed work he did to provide succor and relief on the ground, which he's repeating again to do now. But the situation has affected 30 lakh people. The government is doing what it can to reach relief and supplies. 99 community kitchens have been set up. There's 24-hour monitoring. A control room has been set up, which is open both for internet and direct calls. NDRF and SDRF teams are on the ground. Everything possible that can be done is being done. But there would be situations where any additional help would be very welcome, and there's the Chief Minister's State Relief Fund, which would welcome such help and which would be reached effectively to those who are in need of it.
All right, Pavan Verma of the JDU, thank you for joining us. While Mr. Verma says that it's a annual occurrence in Bihar, that there are floods of this, of this size, it doesn't mean, of course, that the people don't need help. Both Assam and Bihar need our help. There are, of course, the Chief Minister's relief funds, and you can also get in touch with NGOs like Gunj. Ask them if they're actually sending articles to the people in flooded areas. People who are affected by floods, as we have learned in the past, require clothes, they require undergarments, they require sanitary napkins, they require dry food. So these are the things they need. This is the relief that people need both in Assam and in Bihar. Last question.